Hi folks, today I'll be talking about a communication model which can be really useful to help you, again, justifying any use of force that you may use against another person, and particularly if you work in an environment where you ask or request someone to do something, like door staff, prison officers, police officers, that kind of environment. It's a really good way of evidencing the steps you've taken to get someone to comply before using force. So very, very useful. Comes as part of that's a wider conflict management model. Okay, it's called the 5 steps appeal process. So again, 5 steps to it. We have a simple appeal, a reasoned appeal, a personal appeal, a final appeal, and then the action. Okay, so I'm going to run through each one of those stages, and just to give it an example, I'm going to use the sort of process of a door supervisor asking someone to leave a pub or drinking establishment. Okay, so that'll kind of put a bit of context behind what we're saying. So the first part is a simple appeal, just an appeal. So you're in the pub, you've got a couple of lads in there having a drink, and okay lads, drinking up time, you need to leave, can you just make your way out the door? It's a simple appeal. You get a response of, no, we're not leaving. Okay, so then you sort of take it to the next step. So it's a reasoned appeal. So again, you go with a little bit more context. Now, come on lads, it's time to leave. You know the score, we've got 10 minutes to lock it up. You can't stay in all night. No, I'm just asking you to leave. Come on, drink up and off you go. So you've been a little bit more reason, a little bit more context behind what you're asking and why you're asking it. And again, you get a negative response. They're not leaving, they're not going anywhere. So then you go to this personal appeal. So there's a little bit more context in this one, and you're going to put a little bit more sort of thought behind it to make them understand sort of repercussions of their own actions. So again, same scenario. Come on lads, you need to drink up. It's time to leave. The manager's there on the phone. He's speaking to the police about another matter. If you don't leave, he's going to ring them and get them to come down. I've got to get you to leave. I don't want to be putting hands on you. I don't want to end up having an unnecessary fight just because I'm trying to get you out of the pub. So come on, you're going to end up getting nicked. It's a night in the cells. Your weekend's ruined. It's not what you want. It's not what I want to end my night doing, and I'm sure you don't either. So all I'm asking is just, no, come on, just drink up and leave. Okay, so again, you get that negative response again. So you've gone that personal one now. So now you've gone through those stages. And you come to your final appeal. They're still not leaving. So you come to this last bit and you say, okay lads, I've asked you to leave. I've explained to you that what's going to happen. I don't want to get the police down here. I don't want to end up rolling around and fight with you that's unnecessary. So all I'm asking is leave. Is there anything that I can reasonably say that's going to make you comply with what I'm asking? Again, that's a final appeal. The great thing with this is this comes up as the final part. So if you work in a team and you use this model, if you hear one of your colleagues say to someone, is there anything I can reasonably say that's going to make you comply? You know instinctively that the next step could be using force. So it alerts people around you to any potential threat that you may be in. Obviously, providing whoever you're dealing with isn't a threat as well. So you've gone through that, and then the final part is the action. So if you've said you're going to ring the police, then right, you ring the police. If you say I've got to physically remove you from this premises, then you carry out that act. The great thing is, if it's on CCTV, if you wear a body cam, or if people these days are phoning everything on their mobile phones and posting it to the internet, then absolutely fantastic. Because if you do end up speaking to someone about this scenario, then the evidence is there. I gave someone all these opportunities. I asked them to leave. I told them why I wanted them to leave. I explained what would happen if they didn't leave, and they still wouldn't. So I was forced, in these circumstances, to put hands on someone and remove them from this premises. It's great evidence. One thing to bear in mind, when it comes to this sort of the final appeal, and you say to someone, is there anything I can reasonably say that will make you comply? People often get a bit of banter with you and say, yeah, say please. I've worked with people in the past in the police where they're saying, I'm not saying please. For me, why not? It's a very simple request. Do you know what? If you end up saying to that person, I'm asking you, please, will you move? No, I'm being genuine. Please, will you leave the building? If they still don't, that's even better evidence for you to say, I've done every single thing that I could to get this person to comply, and they didn't. So when you've used force and you're justifying it later on, whether it's to your own bosses or whether it's to the police, you've got a really good bit of evidence there to show the lengths you went to avoid using force, using force as a last resort. Okay, so 5 steps appeal process: simple appeal, reasoned appeal, personal appeal, final appeal, and then action. It's very, very simple. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next one.